Tonight we just want to talk about vitamin supplements and our health. You know, a lot of us go through our days. We have various moments of ups and downs, and sometimes we want to get some balance, you know, and in terms of our energy levels, how to improve that. And something that I notice a lot with patients is that they don't get enough rest and they're under a lot of stress, and I think that that's something that we can look into, see how we can improve our health from that standpoint, because the truth is that a lack of sleep and an increased number of stress is actually highly linked to premature disorders and certain illnesses, more so the metabolic ones like hypertension or high blood pressure, diabetes, and also those are directly linked to what we call cardiovascular disease or heart disease, and also cancer. So if we can improve on that from early in our lives, it can only get better. And the truth is that as women, as we age, we are going to be less likely to sleep longer. So if we can improve it from early and start on a path to cleaner and better health, it will be better with us as we age. Lisa Anna says, let's age intelligently. And it's not just on the outside, it's not just the skin, it also has to do with our inner being. So I believe that if we can get on top of that, we will be better. So we will start tonight's presentation. You're used to me now. Tonight we have Miss Latania Morrison again from DLL Legacy Family Stores. She does distribute Amway products in Jamaica, and she has a wide array of products that we can utilize in or manage in getting a good balance for our day-to-day life, sleep, and stress management. So a round of applause for Miss Latania. I saw her online. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And if you have any questions, you can also put them in the chat while we're here online. We will have a Q&A section. It won't be like last week where it was rushed. It will be calm and cool. Hi, Latania, looking beautiful tonight. Great. How are you?
Hi everyone. Hi Dr. Clark. I am doing amazing. Hold on. Yeah, it's kind of. Thank you so much again for inviting me. And I know it's supposed to be cool and all nice and bubbly, but I'm sorry guys, I just took some vitamin B. So you're gonna have to bear with me today. And I did send you the presentation as in case of emergency today. So do I have privilege to share screen? Hold on. Dr. Clark, do you want me to start?
I was gonna do a little introduction,
Sure,
and then you have the floor right after.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. So, ladies, as you know, for our sessions, the presentation, though I am a medical doctor, the presentation is educational content and should not be considered medical advice for your condition. Speak to your own doctor before acting upon the information provided in the presentation. Please be advised that the meeting is being recorded for quality purposes and for future broadcasts. So, as a little introduction, I wanted to know what type of vitamins or supplements you have been taking. So, I'll put in the chat. I know at the end of last week's presentation, I went into it a little bit and I was telling the ladies what I use, but I want to hear what you guys are using. So you can put it in the chat. And I see some of my pregnancy patients here. So you can put your natal there because you know how natal is. But I want to see what else anybody has been taking. If you're taking anything, even if it's simple iron. I think I may have a little internet issue. You guys are seeing my screen clearly? Okay, I see. That's all I'm saying. B12 and woman one a day. Miss Douglas says folic acid. All right, that's excellent. Keep putting the response in the comment. I want to talk about what we're using, and how we can improve our lives. Right. So, a big question when it comes to vitamins is, should women really be taking vitamins? And you'll hear a lot of people say no, some people say yes, some people say maybe. Um, you know, and the response will vary from time to time. But personally, I say yes, women should be taking vitamins. And why do I say that? There are several reasons why I believe that. One, our diet is not enough. We are not getting all the things that we're supposed to in our diet. Sometimes some of us are forced to eat out, and we don't get all the vegetables, all the fruits that we're supposed to eat. Sometimes when you go to the restaurant, the vegetable is just a coloring for the food, or like a little garnish. It's not necessarily a serving, you know. And most times, even if we're at home, we're really putting all of the stuff that we need in our diet, And vitamins and supplements, they are not an excuse to a healthy diet. But for us, when we're able to supplement, it's important, because who really and truly eats 6 servings of vegetables on a daily basis, or who eats 2 servings of fruit on a daily basis? Sometimes it's just half a cup of a fruit, or like a fruit juice, something natural that you can eat, especially if you're a busy woman and on the go. Like, I should confess, for me, I try my best to eat at least 2 servings of fruits for the day. I have some in the morning before I go to work, and then halfway through, I'll have something, you know? And it's pretty important, because if you don't do that, you find that you find that you become very deficient in a lot of vitamins and so on. So you don't want to do that. And your micronutrients, believe it or not, it has a vast importance in terms of the function of your body. So you need you need all of those little micronutrients to basically power your body through the day. It's not just the carbohydrates and the lipids. It's not just the fats. It's not just the proteins. You need to look at small stuff in your diet to incorporate it. So that's something that's very, very important, that I do want us to pay attention to, so that we can have a good outcome, right? Um, so as it relates to what we should be having, most of us would know what the typical serving size is, that only quarter your plate really and truly should be. Um, should be carbohydrates, and another half your proteins, with a tablespoon of fat on your plate, right? Or a tablespoon? Yes, a tablespoon of fat. For the day, rather. On your plate, and then ideally half your plate should be high fiber with vegetables and a little bit of fruits, right? Usually you're supposed to have more fruits than vegetables. more vegetables and fruits present on your plate. So that's something pretty important for us to really focus on, because you don't want to maintain that level of malnutrition, right? So, but the truth is that we don't usually incorporate all of what we should in our diet. And that can be an issue and a problem for some persons, or for most of us, right? So I think that is pretty important for us as women to really try to incorporate our vitamins and nutrients that we can get in our diet, right? So, which of the vitamins are actually most important for us? And the truth is, all the vitamins are important, from vitamin A to the entire B complex, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Vitamin D. Everybody knows that I prescribe vitamin D for us. Once you have abnormal bleeding, once you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, once you have any fibroids, anything that's wrong with you, I always advise women to use the vitamin D3 and the B complex, because I find that women get a way better outcome when they use it. They feel so much better. It's like the life is returning to their bodies. So those are some of the ones that I always prescribe. Vitamin C is important. Thankfully for us, we live in a tropical country. We do have a lot of fruits that are high in vitamin C content. So like mangoes, pineapples, those are usually readily available to us. And we do have access to that. But what about vitamin E, which is good for wound healing? What about vitamin K? You know, what about the other vitamins that are present that we need to have? So, and because of where we are, and everybody knows that food prices are not normal. Their food is pretty expensive, especially if you want to have a whole food diet, a very healthy diet. Food can be very expensive. And so sometimes it feels a little bit prohibitive to women, and we may miss out on certain nutrients that we want. So I support women using vitamins and supplements in their diet because it does help, right? So the vitamin A, B, C, all of that. All of those are pretty important. And if you read the label on a multivitamin, most of them have all of these vitamins in various proportions. It's not always the total value that is recommended for the day, but most of them do. But when it comes to vitamins, you have to be very mindful of the type of vitamin that you're taking, right? So most of us will get vitamins that comes from either the UK or the United States. When we use those vitamins, we need to make sure that they are produced in a GMC facility, meaning a facility that has been certified, that they're using good GPC facility, that they're using good practices to make these vitamins, to assure you that they do have what they say they have, and they're using clean products. And also you need to make sure that it's GMO free, meaning genetically modified foods. You need to ensure that it's free of that, meaning that they didn't have to change the DNA of the product to make something, meaning that it was artificially made and not natural from the environment, right? I find that when you use those, you get a better outcome. You're more assured that you're getting something that is organic, something that has what it says it has, and also something that has third party testing. So it's important to read the labels, because there's so many persons on Amazon making vitamins, saying that they have vitamins for this and for that. But sometimes when they do test them, they don't have what they say they have, or they have a very little tips of what it is that they promote that they have, and not at a sufficient level to meet your daily needs, right? So you have to be a little bit mindful of what you're taking. And there are lots of supplements that can be used as well. I do recommend that for stress. Persons use like the ashwagandha, magnesium, L-theanine, vitamin B complex, valerian root. There are way more. This is just the top five that I know about. And I know that Miss Morrison is going to talk more about all of the stuff that she has that are more key to this and what is better compared to even what may be out there or what may be marketed. But when you're looking for something for stress, these are the top five that typically come to mind. And it also plays true for when it comes to sleep, where ashwagandha, magnesium, the L-theanine, melatonin, chamomile, valerian root is also useful, right? So that's my 2 cents of what I usually can recommend. But there's a lot more. And I'm glad that Miss Marissa had shed light on it last week. So without further ado, Latania, I want to hand over to you. So everybody, please put your thumbs up in the comments and in the reactions for Miss Latania Morrison.
Thank
Great.
you again, guys. Let's give a round of applause for Dr. Clark. She did amazing. You did most of my presentation, so today's going to be very short.
You have
um,
more to give us. You have to tell us more. So don't worry, there are lots of questions for you.
and I'm not a medical doctor, but I endorse everything that she said. When it comes to getting what's best for you. But once again, thank you, Dr. Clark, for allowing me this platform to share with your beautiful ladies and everybody. I hope you're having a great evening. I don't take it lightly that I get this audience to just share my personal experience. For those who weren't here last week, my name is Latania Morrison. I am a mommy of a 10-year-old little girl. She's right here beside me. She's everywhere I go. And I'm a power system engineer by profession. And though nutrition has nothing to do with the wheels that turn and make power, it has everything to do with us as human beings. Because especially as ladies, we do a lot. Though the men are the head of the household, where the ladies are the ones who are the neck that turns the head. And so everything needs to be working and working properly. Right. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of people depending on us at home, at work, wherever it may be. And we still have to show up for ourselves in our personal lives as well. Um, so just as in any field at all, even for if you have a vehicle, if you have a home, anything at all, we always talk about preventative maintenance. And Dr. Clark would have touched a lot on that as well. Um, and that just meaning you can supplement because, as she said, rightfully said, I don't get everything that I should when I eat a plate of food sometimes. I don't eat as healthy. One of the things I try to do is to supplement. So at least me know me a cheat and me a cheat good. At least me know. So that's one thing that helps me to stay on track. But today I'm just gonna make it very short and brief. And if you have any questions, we can take those at the end. Is that what we're doing, Dr. Clark? Questions at the end?
Yes.
Okay, all right, awesome. So I'll just go
Mm.
through, we'll take questions at the end. And of course, also I can provide just a consultation afterwards or at a time convenient to both of us to share what we have available from our product line. But as Dr. Clark say, always go back to your medical doctor. All right, guys. So let's hop into it. Let me go entire screen. Okay, it's on audio as well. All right, one moment, guys. Just go back to the presentation. All right, let me know if you're seeing my screen. All
Yes,
right.
we're seeing it now.
All right, awesome. All right, great, good. I love. Okay, awesome. All right, guys. So today we're gonna talk about radiance and release. Are you seeing my screen? Are you seeing the black window or just the presentation?
So we're seeing the presentation, just the slides.
Okay, all
So we
right,
see
awesome.
the full screen.
All right, good. So radiance and resilience, fueling your inner glow. And here we have fruits and vegetables. And Dr. Clark would have touched on a lot of this, that, the cost of food. We're very mindful, but at the end of the day, how I see it is similar to Lisa Hannah. That's the same mindset. I want to get to my age when I get there, but I want to be healthy and strong. So it's more like how I see it's more like a upfront investment in myself. Because to be honest, she's on my dream wall, and I want to look like her when I'm 50. so I'm happy that huh?
Yeah.
So guys, so we have to do whole heap of work, right? Whole heap of work when it comes to our health, because she's very big on health, and we eating healthy and lifting weights, and so I follow her. So right up my alley. All right. So again, important to note, as Dr. Clark would have covered, anything that we share here is just for information, and of course, can always refer back to your doctor for anything that's specific to you. All right, so why Neutralite? So that's the brand that I represent, the Amway Corporation. Now, Amway is a 65, well, 60 odd years old, almost 70-year-old company in the US. And they pride themselves on the mere fact that it was born out of two brothers who wanted an opportunity where anybody in the world, 60 odd years ago, coming out of the Great Depression, where anybody could actually start a business. That's where it started. Okay. Right. And out of that, somebody approached me 5 years ago because I was lethargic. I didn't have energy. And I said, I want something for energy. I want something for memory. I think it was probably more than 5 years, because Lauren was around that age, waking up early and everything, going to work. And if you're anything like me, especially if you live all the way in Hillshire, anywhere far from work, you have to get up like 4 or 5 o'clock just to get a head start. So when I got to work, I was not the best. And that's actually how I got started. It was with the products, and I realized that they were pretty good. I wasn't really big on health and wellness. I didn't really know what it means. I didn't know you needed to supplement. I was just living my regular life. But then I got my hands on the products, and I realized they were great. Then I started with Lauren on the kiddies vitamins, and they were great as well. She wasn't getting sick as much as she used to. And so I started looking deeper into it, and I realized that I there's a business attached to it. That's one. And then two, I get the opportunity to help other people just like me, who probably didn't know what to look for, didn't have a doctor friend or a doctor cousin that they could talk to and ask a certain question. Wasn't a part of a WhatsApp group, wasn't a big thing back then. Now we have access to more information. AI wasn't like that 5 years ago. So that's how I got started, just starting with the products, realizing that they actually are pretty good, and then got deeper into just doing my own little research, and then knowing that I can actually help other women just like me, or other families, let's put it that way. Now, I'm going to share with you the holistic approach that Amway uses in one of their product line, which is over 90 years old, Neutralite. They have other products, but we're not going to get into those today. We're just going to focus on women's health, antioxidants, sleep, and stress. But I'm going to share with you Dr. Shaw. She's a double board certified um, doctor and nutritionist out of the US. She's going to share a little bit similar to what Dr. Shaw said, but she is also she endorses the Nutrilite brand. She is the brand ambassador. So let me go ahead and share. I do believe I'm sharing sound, but still, if you're be so kind, share with me or give me a thumbs up if you're hearing.
We all care about our health and well-being, but today's world is filled with endless information which can leave us with more questions than answers. I'm Dr. Amy Shaw, a doctor, nutritionist, and spokesperson for Nutrilite. Believe me, I know health topics can be overwhelming and confusing. That's why I believe in a simple, fundamental approach to healthy living, centered on healthy, balanced eating, staying active, venturing outdoors, and stress management. But I know firsthand that it's hard to be perfect. In fact, 90% of us are not getting enough fruits and vegetables in our diet. That's where supplements can come in and help fill key gaps in our diets. But not all supplements are created equal. It's important that we are taking high quality supplements. And that's why I'm partnering with the Nutrilite brand. Before I became a partner, I dove into the research around Nutrilite. And here's what I learned. For 90 years, Nutrilite has been a pioneer in plant-based supplements, based on the vision that plant nutrients have a real impact on optimal health. Nutrilite products leverage Earth's richest nutrients to deliver real benefits. The more I dug into Nutrilite, the more my confidence grew. Nutrilite is the only global vitamin and dietary supplement brand to grow, harvest, and process plants on their own certified organic farms. Supplements in general are not pre-approved by the FDA. That's why Nutrilite branded supplements go beyond traceability with leading third-party certifications like NSF Content Certified. NSF International conducts independent testing to ensure that what's on the product label is truly in the product at those levels for the entire shelf life. Information around health and well-being can feel overwhelming, but I encourage you to do your research like I did and see what Nutrilite products can do for you. As a mom, doctor, and nutritionist, I have high standards, and I can say confidently, I'm proud to be partnered with the Nutrilite brand.
All right, awesome. All right, so let's hop into the topics that we're going to cover today. And still give me a thumbs up if you're still here, still with me. Yeah, all right, awesome. So what are we going to look at today? Everyday multivitamins, stress and sleep. No, we have a whole line. As you said, it's over 90 years, and we have probably over 100 or 200 vitamins in different, probably 150. But we're going to look at just the regular, if you want to say, basic that we can start off with for somebody who is probably new to supplementation. If they don't want anything too robust, they just want something simple. And I'm going to show you one of the things that Dr. Shaw was mentioning. This is a glass, not even full of water, probably three quarters, and I have dropped one of the women's daily in there. So at the end of the presentation, it may be fully all the way dissolved. So I'm going to share with you a trick that you can do. If you don't like taking tablets, it's fine. Anything you like, we got you. So at the end of the presentation, we'll see how much is dissolved. All right. All right. Awesome. So when we talk about basic health, women health, and just supplementing overall, Dr. Clark would have touched on a variety of vitamins that we can use. But what we at Amway have is a wide variety. If someone is looking for a multivitamin, I normally suggest either the women's gummies or the women's daily multivitamins. Now, one of the slides I deleted, Dr. Clark covered it in terms of how much fruits and vegetables we're supposed to be having on a daily basis, around 5 to 4. And of course, most of us probably don't do that or don't get a chance to do it sometimes. And so with especially for the women's daily, it has 23 essential vitamins and minerals, and it gives you the daily dosage of what you would need on a daily basis. So this is just to start off. And of course, your fruits and veg, giving you 5 servings of. So if you actually take one, it's actually 1 tablet a day. So one of these tablets actually have the 5 servings of fruits and veg that we're supposed to have on a daily basis. So that's actually a cheat sheet that you got right there. Not to say you shouldn't have your actual fruits, but we have found a way with their engineers and scientists to find a way to get everything that you need in 1 tablet. Now let's talk about omega. We're always growing up hearing, well, at least for me, hearing that fish oil good for you. Never know what it really mean until, of course, getting around the products. And so our advanced omega supports our brain, our heart, our health, or our joints, eye, skin, and our overall health. Now, why skin? You never really probably think skin would come in this, because skin is the largest organ we have on our body. And so if we don't take care of our inside, it actually shows on our skin. And one of my last slides is going to go a little bit into that, because stress, if you want to say cursors, or some of the things that comes out of our body through stress actually shows up on our skin. So I'm going to share a little bit about that as well. Now, If you want something a little bit more comprehensive, now we can go into like the women's pack. Now I have a box here, probably won't see it because of the lighting. But what it has is Women's Daily, which is one of the ones I showed earlier on the slide. Concentrated fruits and veg, hair, skin, and nail, and calcium MACD. And calcium MACD help with our bones. And of course, again, if you're not a woman and you don't like I don't have a figure. If I'm on the road, this is how I'll have it. So they're conveniently packed. Instead of walking up and down with four different bottles, conveniently packed. So you can just drop one in your handbag, keep one at your desk, keep some at home. So you always have your vitamins wherever you go. So I'm gonna actually gonna take my vitamins and have an idea when on my vitamins what it looks like. So I will take in my women's pack. Now, what else do we have? Now, if you want to take it a notch further, you want to look into like cellular health, then we have the double X. And why double X? Because it focuses on your hair, your skin, your nails, your energy. And as you know, all of our bodies are made up of cells. So it goes into onto the cellular level. And that's what helps us to actually, we take these supplements to actually, go deeper than just the surface or just the single one a day, right? Now, the perfect pack, as the name suggests, it actually includes the double X plus vitamin D. So you take one dose in the morning, one in the evening. Again, it just depends on your preferences. So you get to decide what will work best for your schedule. I take a variety, so I can share my own experience. Now, every woman needs iron. And again, talk to your doctor. But I say every woman needs iron. Why? Because we know, right? We're in childbearing age, and our menses on every month. We definitely need to top up on those iron. And I had a personal experience about 3 years ago. While I was distributing, I wasn't supplementing with iron folic, and I went to give blood, and they tested my blood, and they say I couldn't because my iron was low. And from then, I actually started. And you can imagine, say, yeah, distribute something and some you get something like that. Okay, I think you're healthy, right? But no, not iron wasn't as high, or I guess the content, or I don't know, the blood count rather, wasn't sufficient so I could give blood to save a life. And so I made it a point of duty, and so about a month ago I was able to do that. And that is something I plan to do on a regular basis, just for me personally. I guess because sometimes how I'm wired, if you tell me something can't do something one time, I can show you something I actually can do it and I'm gonna continue to do it. So that's kind of just me proving a point. But that has nothing to do with the presentation. No. Cycle support, man, those time of the month can be so annoying, like a week before or a couple of days. Some ladies don't have no problem, some do. It can be very annoying because you're irritable. You know why you're irritable. You want to cry. Everything is just upsetting and you don't feel like yourself. No. And of course, sometimes when your menses start, you may feel pain. Um, I thought that pain was normal growing up, but from my personal experience, since I've been supplementing, adding more fruits and veg with the supplements in my diet, it's not as hard as it was, or painful as it was prior to me starting supplementation. Not saying that's what did it, but I can say, just using the supplements, that's the difference I have found for me personally. And so complete menopause, I would have shared a little on this last week that my clients or my customers, some of them who are women, are sharing with me that in as early as 40s, late 30s, they're having symptoms. And I'm like, I thought for menopause, it was like for older ladies. And so we have our complete menopause hair support that helps with the hot flashes. And so again, our main objective is just help people to live a happier and healthier life. So let's jump into antioxidant. What you'll also find is that some of the products, if Dr. Clark does invite me back to talk about another topic, you'll realize that some of the products are going to overlap because some of the products can do more than one thing. No, turmeric. I know Jamaicans, we know turmeric, or probably my partner's mom. They always get a turmeric plant. or the turmeric, I don't know what it's called, and the grate it and use that for make curry. But turmeric has an amazing antioxidant support, and it helps with joints. And so if you can get the actual turmeric that you need, we have it for you in capsules, and we also have gummies. And Amway has found a way to make it tasty. You can't have one. I tell you, you can't just have one. You're gonna get away in the bottle, but at least you know you're having something healthy. And I love to share the twist tubes. I think these are so phenomenal. I have a box here with me. I'm going to show you how to do it real quick, not long. So you get a bottle of water. This you can have on the go. This one I'm going to share with you is the strawberry kiwi. I particularly love this one because it has 5 grams of sugar. And as you know, us as adults, as women, adults, we shouldn't be having more than 20. And sometimes we're very cognizant and look at the drinks and we're really having the one that we crave, like the one with the fizz, and so we're not supposed to drink. We're not supposed to drink as often. And I said have more than what we're supposed to have on a daily basis. So what I typically do, if I sometimes is just to have buy a fizzy water and add the vitamins in it. So this is also a good way that you can have your vitamins. And Dr. Clark will tell you that studies show that kiwi actually have more vitamin C than oranges, popular compared to what we were taught growing up. So that's one. And of course, in the heat, I want to also share with you the other test tubes that we have. This one is good to replenish your electrolytes as well. We do it the same way. So you can have those in the car, on the go, in your purse, and you just pop one off and you're getting your immunity on the go, our immunity fixed. And then we have tablets, so immunity defense, and we have vitamin C. If you just want something straight, vitamin C. We have balance within probiotics because so we're going to get into stress now. Everything starts in the gut. So your immunity, everything. And there's a whole colony living down there, good and bad bacteria. And so that's how the balance within probiotic comes in. Now, one of the things as Dr. Clark was sharing is that in this day and age, stress and sleep is probably, if you want to say, it's one of the hardest things to kind of manage. And of course, it's going to come with a lot of intentionality. Now, one of the things that I found with myself is if I'm on my phone for too long, especially when it's bedtime, it takes me a longer time to sleep. But give me one book to read and say, mega read for 10 minutes, me drop asleep. Like, I don't get the difference. I'm trying to be productive here, I may fall asleep. What is it with our screen or with the screen that keeps us up where our brain is just going and we don't get to sleep? Dr. Clark has the stats as to how many hours we should get, how much sleep we should get. Depending on you can decide, but of course, again, your doctor can recommend. But I say get as much as you can. And of course, we're all trying to reduce our screen time, not just for the kiddos, but for ourselves as well. Because we know we have to get up in the morning or get up and get something. And it's good when you can get some rest and wake up and feel refreshed and relaxed. Now, I love this sleep stress solution because it targets from feeling relaxed, helping you to wind down a little to sleep. So you can, for this solution, it can be a mix and match. Now we have from the stress relief probiotic capsule that you can take during the day that help with your good bacteria and bad good and bad gut bacteria, and also the chamomile tea. Chamomile tea, you can have it anytime during the day. It helps you to just relax and get back into that Zen mode, especially if you have that time where you're probably anxious or stressed about something, having a lot of pressure at work. Even though I'm talking to you, I have about 2 more reports to send off for tonight, right? So yes, Zen. Now, ashwagandha. A lot of research has come out with ashwagandha as well. These are really good to help with just relaxing before you go to bed. And of course, magnesium, or magnesium dietary supplements, not just for relaxing you to get some nice peaceful rest, but it also helps with your heart, your nerve, your muscle, your brain health, and of course your stress and your sleep. So it helps to relax. One of the things I have found with this magnesium in particular is that you don't wake up feeling groggy, like they knock you out and but you wake up feeling actually refreshed. And you don't shout at the kids as much. Hint, hint. I'm just giving my perspective. And so, and of course, sweet dreams. with the melatonin. If it's something that you want for just you just need to go sleep right now, take two and you're out. And of course you wake up feeling like you have rested because that's how you're supposed to. And sometimes we need the help to just get us to just our brain to just shut off when we have a lot of things going on, right? And of course, we have our sleep mask made with that you can also put under your eye to help you to relax, especially when you have the puffy eyes because of a lack of sleep. But yeah, but just ensure that you are reducing your screen time, couple hours or hours so before bed. Ensuring that you put away all those things. Whatever you need, a relax music. If you need to read a book, whatever works for you, you can find that way so you can manage your stress. Because it's so crazy. I was listening to the CEO of Bellevue on LinkedIn this morning. They did a presentation with her, and she was saying that most of the cases that they have at Bellevue are actually young professionals because things and times have changed. It's not just regular, and I wouldn't say regular mad people. It's not just all mad people. They have Bellevue. Yeah, it's sad, and it's the younger ones as well, especially because of the work environment, the environment that we find ourselves in, especially with the screen as well and social media. So you just have to find whatever works for you. And if you find that something is a trigger, you just try and leave it alone because it's not worth the mental real estate that's up here. You have to protect up here. So, right. And of course, not to segue too much, but if you need to journal, if you need to do your devotion before the whole world needs you in the morning, get up and have at least 15 minutes. It may not be 15, but 5 minutes. If you can even do that, it actually helps because at least you feel like you're in control and you start your day on a really good note. You don't wake up feeling like everywhere just I run with everything I run with from you. Like how I feel this morning because I sleep well. But mornings when I do get control and I can wake up, I love when I can have like a 15-20 minutes for myself and just get that out of the way. And I'm actually nicer to everybody. So stressed out skin. Did you know again that your gut says a lot and your skin says a lot? If you're dehydrated, shows on your skin. If you're stressed out, it shows on your skin. You have a lot of pimples, a lot of bumps. If we don't eat healthy, shows on our skin. One of the things that with the artistry line, which is another brand of Amway, I won't get into too much, but I wanted to touch on this because it relates to stress. Is it has 4 different products five, and we talk about the stress relief already. So you have just 4 steps. So cleanse, rose and you tone, and the done with zit helps to you put them on your zits. We have some little pimple patches as well that seem to be becoming very popular these days. And then we have the main squeeze, which is a hydration. It actually have antioxidants. So when I looked up antioxidant, this came up and I was like, man, you can actually get antioxidant for your skin. And we also have vitamin C as well for your skin as well. So stress, we're looking at stress from the in to outer. And now I want to look at how I think I kind of touch a little bit on this with the nutrition, the hydration, the mindfulness. Well, let's talk about what are the things that we're eating outside of supplementation. My secret is I used to love rice. Now, about a year ago, when the new year started, and we all have New Year's resolution, and I'm like, I want to give up something, and I felt like I needed to give up rice. I'm like, no, I can't do that. That doesn't make no sense. And then this is being recorded, but this is just my opinion, and we all have an opinion. We have a right or a wrong opinion, so it could be my wrong opinion. And I heard a pastor say, "Oh, someone will love." This is my interpretation. Someone will love food, so not gonna make it ruin life. Something to that effect. And I'm like, really? Could he be talking about rice? So I gave up rice for a little bit, and I kid you not, my skin got clearer. My skin was not as dark anymore, though I was supplementing and though I was having protein shake and though I was hydrating. What I come to realize is that the carbs I had to watch. Again, this is as I go along on my journey in distribution, I realize how important diet, not the, I don't want to say dieting, it's a lifestyle change. Because it got to a point where I'm like, so I really make rice, I mash up my life all this time. Like, me I take all these vitamins, me still I get pimples, me I use a face wash, and my face still can't stay how I want it to stay. But just that one thing. And whatever it is for you, you will find it eventually. But what I realize again in the gut, healthy eating, and you know our body stay. If anything in your in whatever you intake, it have to come out somewhere or the other. So for me, if I eat anything sweet, it tells. I can't even hide and do it. It just pop out two bumps. So what I have to do is just reduce the carbs and do more protein. More protein has been the trick because I realize that the more protein, it helps with your muscle building as well. And again, you remember that Lisa Hannah picture. Just any one of the picture you have in your mind, just remember that. So anytime you feel like we need to eat unhealthy, just remember Lisa Hannah picture. And of course, sometimes we don't get to cook as we would want to. So we have our all-in-one shake, and this is a all-in-one meal with vitamins and minerals and fibers. And it has so it's pretty much, so what I try to do is just focus on protein. I guess probably another time I can talk about protein in details, but as women, we should have at least 40 grams, 40, 50 grams of protein in every meal that we're eating. Know how hard that is? That's why again supplementation is important. So these boxes on the go, you can have them if you're busy. You want to skip a meal. This is also a good way to manage your weight. This has 25 gram. This has 20. One scoop of the excess whey protein has 30, which is also pretty good. You can add whatever you want to it. But I think everything pretty much comes down to your lifestyle. And Dr. Clark would have touched on those lifestyle diseases. And also that's why our Ministry of Health is so big on just, curbing those lifestyle diseases, reducing the sugar, reducing the snacks and the salt, etc. So whatever way you can incorporate those in your life to invest in your future is how I see it. Because as we age, our muscles decrease. So what we can do, we're gonna decrease. And if we want to be around to be healthy, fit, and strong, then it is advisable, as Dr. Clark would tell you, just start now. Um, and yeah, I won't get into more details of everything else, but I'll touch on one last thing is probably vitamin B, because Dr. Clark would have shared a little bit on that. And so if you're a caffeine lover, this is my best friend. This is the excess rhodiola for energy and focus. It's from a caffeine plant, so it's pretty good. I take two of these in the morning, and also vitamin B. You can have this anytime, just not in the night when you need to sleep. Now, one of the things I love about our vitamin B is that it has two shades to it. So the darker you probably won't see because of the light. Well, the darker shade will dissolve in your body right away to give it that high energy, and then the other side dissolves with another 8 hours, so you get that sustained energy. Um, so what does my supplementation look like on a daily basis, as Dr. Clark would have shared? That's my woman's pack. In the morning, I have one vitamin B. And because I do intermittent fasting as well, I only do vitamin B and the double X and the excess rhodiola in the morning. And then in the night, when I kind of feel for something sweet, I eat my candy. I probably Lauren was snacking on these. I probably have two gummies. So these are a good way to have your to kind of have something sweet if you want something to flavor your water. So this is not even half of what I would do in the night, especially if I do any 5K runs. I normally use my magnesium before, and then when I come back either from a hike or a 5K run, I'll use the magnesium for muscle support, and I'll have a protein shake. But typically it's more than this. I don't have everything with me. I don't have my hair, skin, and nail all the way over there. But on a daily basis, I could have like a liver support, a whole lot more. I won't get into that because today we're just focusing on antioxidant and overall supplementation. But that's all I wanted to share with everyone. I hope I went slowly so you could catch on, take a few screenshots, and you could ask questions at the end. I hope you were listening. And so thank you guys so much for allowing me to come on to share a little bit about my story, and just stay healthy, just do your best. Just know it's not going to be perfect, but we're all in this together, and you have a great support team, especially with Dr. Clark here. So thank you so much, and over to you, Dr. Clark. Thank you so much again.
Yes, Latanya. Thank you so much. Round of applause, guys. Round of applause. Latanya, I think you should leave that last slide up for us so we can take down the contact information.
Will do.
Yes, I think that was an excellent and comprehensive presentation. Latanya went through a lot, and I'm happy that you went through it because now I'm questioning my own regime. I feel like I may need to add some more stuff to my regime to achieve that holistic wellness that she's talking about. And I've known Latanya for years, guys, and trust me, you would not know her age. She's almost basically set in stone. She doesn't age a bit when you look at her. So I know that the products are working, guys. Trust me. And I'm not trying to be biased because I know her for years. I'm talking about real stuff. And even with the little changes that I've made, that people are giving me compliments, say, "Hey doc, you look so radiant," and I'm like, it must be the vitamins, and those changes that I make. So I really love that you went through this presentation because I can see where I'm already on the right track and what else I can add to support my health journey. And I'm sure that many other ladies here have some more questions, right? I'd love for everybody to open their mic one by one, and ask you questions as you go along. I did get a couple questions from the ladies that filled out the um registered for the meeting and sent their questions, what they were interested in and so forth. But for those that are here now, is there anyone that would like to ask any questions of Latanya or say anything? You're free to open your mic and speak. Anybody?
I have a question. How do I get your products to buy?
Hi, is that Latoya?
Yes, this is Latoya. I'm
Hi,
curious, how can I
Latoya.
get your products to purchase?
Mhm. Nice to meet you. Absolutely. That's a great question.
Pleasure is mine.
Now, if you're open, we can talk off the air, and I can share some more details with you to make it more specific for you. Would that be okay?
That would be fine.
Yeah, awesome. But you get them directly through me is the answer. But I want to make sure you are finding the right fit for you. So we have what I shared today was just a little tips out of three, almost 400 products. So yeah, thank you for that question.
Great. Yes, guys. She organizes all the logistics and stuff that you need if you like to get the products. And please use the number on the screen. That's why I couldn't make it full screen. The last slide, so we can see the number. Yes, lady. Set down the email and the telephone number. I'm gonna share the link to the store on the WhatsApp group when we're finished, right? Anybody else has any questions? There must be some questions. Anybody else? All right. So, I just gonna segue into the responses that I got from those who registered. There are certain women that were asking, what time would be the best time to take vitamins? And I saw that you touched on that a little bit, Latanya.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Clark. That's a great idea or great question. So here's what. Guess what I did the other day after distributing for 5 years? I asked Gemini. AI. Again, guys, talk to your doctor. Well, here's what I told Gemini, these are the products that I have. I want to take them. When is a good time? And it explained to me why. So, not saying the Gemini will replace your doc, but you can, that's the first, that you can do either. Right? You can ask Gemini and also ask your doctor. But what I normally do, my regimen is a little bit different because I do intermittent fasting. I do
Mm-hmm.
intermittent fasting because I realize that when I do that, it helps me to maintain my weight. And it's also a mental thing as well. I think it
Mm-hmm.
came back from that same sermon I heard that you can't make your belly roll you. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So
I
I'm not
totally understand. I totally agree. And even from a medical standpoint, certain vitamins do, it depends on the effect that the vitamin has. So if it's something that's going to help balance your energy, you want to take it at a time when your own cortisol is starting to fall. So it basically can supplement and maintain your energy drive. Right, so most of us when we wake up, our cortisol level is usually kicking. Once we go outside, we're up in the light, we're up and about. We usually have a good amount of energy early in the morning, and that's usually between like 7 and 9. By about 10 o'clock, 10 to 11, we notice that our energy sometimes may start to like plateau or kind of start to dip a little until they reach 10 to 12 o'clock. And that's usually the time when most people are hungry. But some people don't want to stop to eat, right? So if it is that you're taking a vitamin that's going to be helpful for energy levels, you may want to take it about 9 in the morning. Best also to take your vitamins after having a meal. When you eat the food as it's being absorbed, most of the vitamins can be absorbed with the foods and they absorb maximally. Some of the limitations come to when you're using iron and sometimes calcium, magnesium. So there are certain things that can block the uptake. So particularly if you're using some antacids like Tums or Feather Gel, if you're using a lot of tea, black tea specifically, and also if you drink milk. So I usually would say wait about 1 to 2 hours after consuming those or before consuming those to take the vitamins. So that's another time. Also, if you know, say you're going to go to your bed, you can't be taking something that's gonna increase your alertness in the night if you know you want to go sleep. So you can't really. I wouldn't recommend drinking caffeine after 4 o'clock in the evening when you know that you want to go home, you want to unwind because caffeine is gonna keep you going, 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 and it may affect your rhythm in terms of your ability to fall asleep because you're gonna be way more alert, you're gonna be way more you're gonna feel way more active, and by the time you're ready to fall asleep, you're gonna be extremely exhausted, and sometimes you can even wake up with a hangover. So I would say reduce the caffeinated products, usually later in the afternoon. You go for something calmer, so like chamomile, you know, ashwagandha, echinacea. Those calming vitamins or supplements, you want to take those in the evenings, just to kind of ease into your evening and relax. So that's what I would say if you're gonna take your vitamins. And you certain of them can take at any time of the day. So magnesium can be taken at any time of the day. Magnesium is very helpful with how calm you feel, how relaxed you feel, and it also helps with sleep. I usually take my magnesium in the mornings because that's when I work. I need it mostly to help with the aches and pains and all that. But I notice that if I take it in the evening, oh, my sleep is amazing. I don't know if anybody has ever experienced that, you know? So that's something that you consider. Um, do you have any supplements? Does any of your supplements affect blood sugar levels, Latania? That was one question that we also got.
That's a great question. Affects blood sugar level, meaning if it increases or decreases?
Yes, like if it may spike the blood sugar.
I would have to check, and again, check with your doctor. sorry, but we do have like the glucose health that helps to maintain your sugar level. So that's pretty good. But I could do some checks. I'll just do a check on the site and see what we have available. But typically, what I see the Nutrilite brand, they try to um maintain it everything on a healthy balance. Like even the sugar in the twist tubes, they have taste, but it's not like it's a lot. It's not like it's extra sweet, right? Or too much sugar. So I definitely do some checks. But if you want to reduce the glucose level, I do have the glucose health. I take that sometimes as well. If again, as I told you with my show off friends here, whenever I have carbs, I just take a glucose and it just goes to work in my system. Like it just helps the glucose help just helps it to get it out. Because typically my body wants to hold on to the glucose, the starchy food.
Mm-hmm.
So the glucose hill just helps to go out, and that's how it helps to main out of the bloodstream. So it helps to actually reduce the absorption of it and just get it out. So I don't get as much pimples with that. But I could definitely do some checks if I can take that question. You can shoot me that question.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure,
we can do some checks.
sure.
But of
Yes.
course, let me know what is the high limit, or what should the limit be, or what it shouldn't go over. That's also a good way to check.
Mm-hmm. So ideally, most times when you want these supplements, we don't want any sugars in it. But I know that some are manufactured. So if you're taking a gummy or anything that is flavored, sometimes there is some amount of carbohydrates in it. Some brands, what they avoid the glucose and they use another sweetener. So some persons may use agave, some persons may use Splendida, and usually you get a small amount. It's way less than a tablespoon because it's more so for the flavoring rather than for spiking the blood sugar. So you shouldn't really have a great spike, but if you are diabetic, right? Um, it depends on what your readings are, how your control is. We may have to adjust in terms of what you do take. But most times, what we do with vitamins is negligible, provided that it's a vitamin that has been tested, because there are some vitamins that will load it with sugar, and all you're doing is taking a sugar ball and not really vitamins. So definitely have to be careful with that. But Nutrilite is a natural plant-based line. I'm not doing your job, Latania, but I know the brand and it's been around for almost 100 years. So, you know, it speaks to itself. And so there was another question to some advantages and disadvantages of vitamins. There are some you don't want to overconsume vitamins. So I know there are people who will consume at least 10 vitamin gummies for the day. Please, no. Only use the recommended um dose for the day. So most times it will be once in the morning, once per day, right? Don't snack on your gummies. You know, unless it's like the turmeric gummies that you're mentioning, you can eat a good amount of turmeric and not be unwell, right? And turmeric is one of those foods that will not allow you to overeat on it. And you know, so you don't want to snack on that, and you don't want to go above what the dose is, because then you may run into more problems, right? There are some people, if they take too much iron, they get iron overload, right? If they take too much vitamin B, they get vitamin B overload, and you want to practically avoid that. You need balance, not an overload, not a nutritional deficiency. You want something that gives you balance, right? Is there anybody else in the chat, that in the group, that wants to ask a question now? Anybody has anything burning, anything that they want to say? I saw Vanessa ask a similar question, if you guys sell sugar-free vitamins. So yeah, I believe she does have some that are sugar-free.
So Dr. Clark, so like the one a day, so that
Mm-hmm.
would be sugar free if they want a tablet. That is something that they could consider.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's
And
great.
if you don't like the taking tablets, I'm actually still dissolving the one a day. So it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
dissolve all the way out, and by the time we're done, it's gonna have a rich color. So you can actually drink this as it is,
Mm-hmm.
because it don't taste bitter. It's just fruits and veg. And
Mm-hmm.
then if you still not like it, so you just tip a little juice in there.
Okay. That's great because some people can't even take the tablets. And to be honest, I'm on the gummies now. And sometimes the tablets are a little bit more. And I find that the gummies that I take, they do have most of what I want. And I realize that it works a lot. I stopped taking my gummies for like 3 months and my skin went into the dark age. I was like, no, I have to come back, you know. So definitely, if you can't take the tablet, dissolve it, because that would help a great deal. I see Vanessa writes something in the group in the chat. She said, "Is it good to drink only water? Because I only drink water hot and room temperature." Yes, it's good to drink only water if you want to drink only water. It means that you have a 0 calorie beverage that works excellent for you, which is really good. And I'm almost like that. I try my best only to drink natural juices. Sometimes I will cheat, admittedly, but most times it's a natural juice, right? And sometimes I realize I don't even like juice because it just fills me up. Um, quickly, I prefer to eat my own fruits to extract all of the fiber from it, you know? But it's definitely good to drink water, and you can drink water at any temperature. A lot of people now are saying that warm room temperature water is okay for you. Really and truly, it doesn't matter. Once the water goes in the body, it's gonna heat up. It's gonna heat up. It's still gonna be absorbed. So definitely continue drinking your water, girl. It's gonna be good for you. Your skin gonna look pretty, you know, and the body is gonna be tea. Any more question, ladies?
I have a question, please.
Yes, go ahead, Lati.
How is it best, or which way is better to have your fruits blended or as is, just raw as is?
So, having the fruit as is better because the fiber content, in terms of the complexity of the fiber, it's better for gut absorption. No, when you blend it, you're basically breaking down the structure. Even though when you do eat, the body tries to process and break down, the degree of fiber that you get when it's blended compared to whole is less. So if you can eat it in chunks and so it's better, it's also better for your fullness and your satisfaction, what we call satiety. If you have to blend it, I would say try not to extract all the pulps. When you extract all the pulps, you know, you strain it and you beat it. You see, all of that thing that is left back, all of that is a fiber, right? And your body needs the fiber. Fiber is very good for digestion. Fiber is good also for protecting your bowel from cancer, from colon cancer. The more fiber you have, the easier it is for the food process to occur in terms of processing and passing out the junk. Once the junk is out and the colon is good, trust me, your gut thanks you for it. Reduces constipation, it reduces straining, it reduces diverticulosis or diverticular disease, you know, and it's generally good for you and it allows you to go to the restroom more often. You know, you don't want to stay backed up for days with all of that in your stomach, just processing and, you know, and also having the fruits whole also helps to provide some degree of prebiotics. So that is pretty helpful. And the skin of a lot of fruits also provide a lot more micronutrients that we didn't get to touch on, that are useful for your immunity and also for your skin health. Latania, I think Latanya, we lost Latanya a little
No,
bit.
I'm here. I'm here. Thank
You're
you for
here?
answering.
Oh,
Yeah, but I'm here.
okay, great, great, great,
And I
great.
have one more question since nobody else want to ask any more questions. So I typically put kale in my smoothie. I know kale is a fruit or a vegetable. I think it's a vegetable.
Yeah,
But is
it's considered a
that good?
vegetable. Mm-hmm.
I find that I get a lot of fiber from it because I can just blend two kale leaf. I don't see my I haven't gotten to the point where I can actually eat it like eat raw.
Really? I love it raw.
Really? I'm
Yes,
still trying.
I usually take it off the vine though, but it tastes amazing. It's so chewy. I love the texture of it.
Okay. But blending it is good, right? That's cool.
Yes,
Okay.
and kale is an excellent laxative.
Fiber. Fiber. Yes.
Trust
Okay.
me. Trust me. Yes, Vanessa, you're doing it right. And Natavia said kale gets better with time. But you know what is good with kale? If you want to make a nice green juice, you can use the kale, celery, and some mangoes. Excellent, I tell you. Trust me, that thing, mwah, chef's kiss. You know. So, so Latanya, I would like to say thank you so much on behalf of the women's group for doing this presentation tonight. We do appreciate you. And you shared so much information with us that I'm really grateful, and I believe that it will be very helpful to us. And so I encourage all our ladies to reach out to you, make the consultation, look into their options, and start their health journey or continue their health journey, because the truth is it can only get better with products like this. I love the fact that you did the demonstration, showing us how we can dissolve our tablets. And what I really loved was the twist tubes. Yeah, and I know that a lot of women struggle with drinking plain water sometimes. And so using the twist tubes, I'm sure it will help a lot of ladies who are trying to wean themselves off sugary beverages. I love the sleep and stress solution that you have right there. I think that that's something we definitely need to repost in the group, because I know a lot of ladies struggle with managing the stress and sleeping, and it does affect their health. Even though I may treat them for everything, they're still not well inside. And I know that that has a big impact. So I want to thank you so much for doing this presentation for us. We do appreciate it, and we look forward to future collaboration and having you here, because definitely we need options. And I'm glad that you're the person that we can have um, the contact with. So thank you so much for sharing. We do appreciate it. There's no way that we can repay you, but I can tell you that we love you and God bless you. And we wish you all the success that you would need in your business, and with dealing with your little one and your family and beyond.
Oh my gosh, guys, give Dr. Clark a big round of applause. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I think I am even more. Yes, look how much. No, I am more grateful to be here. Thank you for trusting me. That's the first thing. Because you can't buy that. And so I am grateful. And guys, you can call on me anytime. If you guys have like a health and wellness day, I'll make myself available. I'll try my best with everything else I have to
Fabulous.
do, because I know. Remember I told you how my journey started? Just somebody saying something because I said something. I needed help. And again, remember, people them down at Bellevue are young people. We have to take care of ourselves, guys. I'm not a
Yes.
doctor, but sometimes we have to take care of ourselves. And I am happy to serve, because I know if you can take away one thing from what I share here today, it can help. Or if you can pass on the information to somebody else. And sometimes we advocate for stuff because we went through something, so we want it to get better. So I am honored to be here. You can call on me anytime. I make myself available. And so thank you, Dr. Clark, and over back to you. And have a good night, ladies. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, for the ladies that are still present with us today, I want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. It has been a pleasure and it has been a blessing for you guys to be here on our second live presentation. It's not anything easy to do, but I do appreciate your presence here and I look forward to doing it again. I don't know if we'll be able to do one next week, but I'll see how it goes. You know, every day is pretty packed, but I'm glad to be here and to share with you because I know that someone out there, one of you guys, are definitely benefiting from it. So we'll see what we can do coming up, and we'll continue to have very little discussions, and hopefully we can have Miss Latania Morrison back soon. All right, ladies. So all the best to you. And I will let you know when this meeting recording is out so you can also share with your friends and so on, and they can also benefit from it in the future. All right. Thank you so much for your presence. You have a fabulous night, ladies.